Hello, and welcome to another edition of Day Drinking with Kevin. I was sitting around eating some wings this afternoon and I thought, wow, there's only like 3 weeks until the big game. And why not actually do an episode about what wines pair with big game food? So in this episode, we're going to talk about the top 8 wines you're going to want to have at any big game party to perfectly pair with whatever you're serving. First of all, we have 2 wines from Alsace. Now, Alsace is in the northeast corner of France and is typically known for its very dry environment because of the mountains blocking the cold winds and protecting the vineyards there. Our first wine is actually a riesling. And this riesling is very dry. So if you say, hey, Kevin, I don't really like rieslings because they're too sweet, you're going to like rieslings that are vin d'Alsace. These are typically very dry in style. It's going to go perfectly with our nachos. So if you like those nachos loaded with jalapenos and cheese and all kinds of other toppings, you're going to love vin d'Alsace Riesling. Next, what big game party would be worth its anything without chicken wings? Here we have Gewurztraminer. Now, if you're not familiar with Gewurztraminer, you don't know how to pronounce it, it is a wine that is going to go perfectly, especially if you have those very hot wings. Anything from, say, medium plus on up to nuclear are going to go perfectly with this wine. It's got a little bit of residual sugar that's going to help balance out the heat a little bit and really make your wing eating experience quite special. So, this is also vin d'Alsace, but the grape here is Gewurztraminer. Next, I really love spinach and artichoke dip. You know, having that big gooey bowl of dip with the freshly made chips is exactly what I'm looking for when I'm watching that big game. And here, we're going to actually do a Gruner Veltliner from Austria. Now, I've always said that you kind of have to have a scowl on your face when you say the name of this grape, but it really does pair very well with the cheesiness of the dip, and the spinach pairs particularly well with it as well. So, you know, my friend Klaus, who brings this wine into the U.S., he would tell you Gruner is a perfect addition for that spinach and artichoke dip. Next, I love jalapeno poppers. And, they're a little deep fried, with a little cream cheese in them, a little saltiness. And here, I love Chenin Blanc. Now, you could easily go to the Loire Valley to a place like Vouvray to get a Chenin Blanc. I decided to go to South Africa. South Africa is an excellent producer of Chenin Blanc. It's also sometimes called steam there. And it's going to go perfectly with our jalapeno poppers. Again, it's going to balance out the heat, it's going to pair with the creaminess of the cream cheese, and the saltiness of the crispy outside shell will really work well with Chenin Blanc. Next, we're going to go to Chardonnay. And our Chardonnay is particularly good for our vegetable platters. Now, obviously, you could go Chardonnay California, you could go Chardonnay from a variety of other countries, maybe even Burgundy. But this Chardonnay is from the Loire Valley, and it's not too creamy and it's not too oaky. It's very, very well balanced, and that's going to go perfectly with that veggie tray. Now, as someone who has done catering for a very long time, I recommend that you don't have the very large veggie trays. They look good conceptually, but truthfully, people are more interested in eating all of the other foods, and the vegetable tray just makes them feel good about themselves. So, if you're ordering platters for your big game, consider ordering the smaller vegetable tray, and you'll thank me later as you're not bagging up all those uneaten vegetables. Next, we're going to talk about chili. And, whether you've got the little bowls topped with cheese, you've got the bread bowls filled with cheese and chili, chili is a mainstay for the big game. And here, we're going to use a Cote du Rhone. Now, I love Rhone Valley wines. Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, that perfect blend of fruitiness and smokiness, and it's going to go perfectly with your chili. Especially if your chili is moderate to semi-hot in nature, and whether you have beans or not, it's not going to make a difference. But when you're considering pairing with chili, consider Cote du Rhone, and you're not going to be disappointed. Next, you're going to be a little bit surprised by this choice. But our next wine is Lambrusco. And Lambrusco pairs very, very well with sliders. And, if you have, whether it's a hamburger slider or a pulled pork barbecue slider or even a tuna slider, Lambrusco is going to pair very, very well with that. Now, here's the thing. This is not your mother's Lambrusco. Lambrusco is making some serious wines now. This one's actually sparkling, and it really kind of fits very well with the slider motif. So if you have sliders, consider Lambrusco, and I think you're going to be very happy. Finally, what big game party would be complete without ribs? So here, we're going to go with the Spanish Tempranillo, and Isaac Fernandez is one of my favorite vendors here. It's got just the right grip to go with those ribs, and whether you use a dry rub or wet rub, it's not going to matter. A Spanish Tempranillo is going to go perfectly. This one's from Ribera del Duero. You could also get one from Rioja, and it would work equally as well. So, when considering ribs, consider a Spanish Tempranillo, and I think you're going to have a great time. So, those are our top 8 wines for the big game. If you have ideas for future episodes, please don't hesitate to email me or put comments down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to Day Drinking with Kevin, please consider doing that and give this episode a thumbs up. I hope you enjoy watching the big game as much as I will. Until next time, this is Kevin McGuire saying, salute.